Hello, friends. I went to my relative's house. As I went there, I came to know an unfortunate event that one of the flat owners living at 14th floor committed suicide on that day, jumped off the terrace, and from the 14th floor down, finished. So, a life lost. A couple of years back, one of my friends, school friends, burned himself alive. So, this suicidality, this suicidal thing is something that is constantly increasing in today's fast life scenarios. And the numbers are 450 suicides are being committed every day in India. This was from 2021. There were about 1,64,000 deaths all across India, which is actually 7.2% increase in total suicide rates from 2020. So these are the deaths, confirmed deaths. Attempts, the number is even far more. All right. So there were around 13,500 deaths just in West Bengal. About 8.2% increase in the rate of suicides from the last year, that is in 2020 to 2021. This is the data from that period of time. And the numbers are actually, going up and up. All right. So what is this suicidality all about? Where does it come from? Sometimes extreme anxiety or depression, where the extreme emotional changes are happening. It's an extreme helplessness and hopelessness, where you feel that there are no ways in front of you. There are no other options in front of you, because most of the time these people are confined to self only, but they are not able to ventilate their thoughts, feelings, emotions properly. So as a result, what happens is that they feel from their perspective, from their point of view, an extreme hopeless and helpless situation, that there are no other way out. And then there are emotional turmoils, then there are extreme anxiety, extreme depression, which leads into, and problem is that these suicidal thoughts are waxing and waning. Sometimes they're coming and sometimes they are not there. When it comes with a huge intensity. When it does not, it does not. So it's very hard for a therapist or a psychological counselor or a psychiatrist to understand accurately. So it's very hard to predict. It is like, when the extreme helplessness and hopelessness comes. But the fact is, if I ask you to lift a chair while sitting on it, can you do it? If I try to lift this chair while sitting on it, can I lift this chair up? No, na? Why? Because the chair and me are in the same reference frame. If I step aside, then I can easily move the chair, right? I can move the chair like this. Now, so why is this happening? Because at that time I'm in a different reference frame, seeing the problem from a different point of view. So when I am on this point of view, I cannot see myself. I cannot help myself. I think all the roads are closed and blocked. But when I come to this point of view, then the situation is much more handleable, easy for me to handle. That is where this therapist, psychologist, psychiatrist come from. They have some different point of view to the problems that you are facing or that person is facing. As a result, that problem becomes smaller and easier to handle with, to deal with. All right. So all you need is a different perspective, different point of view. So this suicidal ideation can be active or it can be passive, Like active suicidal ideation is contemplating suicide, having a plan, and attempting, that is known as active suicidal ideation. And passive is like you're saying about it, hey, it would be better if I am off, but I am not having any plan as such, not having any intent as such for suicide. So it is just a passive thing that comes in my mind. It would be a better world if I am not there, or people will be better off without me, like that. Or it might be just, also there are people who actually, a very small number of them are there who actually fake suicide to gain some advantages over the other person. I have seen people like that. All right. So there are those things also. So how will you understand whether it's a fake or it's a real thing? So the suicide, actually, it is coming from a lot of angles or a lot of perspectives. So you have to identify there are some specific illnesses like schizophrenia, bipolar disorder, major depressive disorder. So these are some clinical aspects where you need medicines and you need immediate psychiatric interventions. Okay? So apart from that, mainly it comes from emotional disturbances, all right, and depression, extreme anxiety, helplessness, hopelessness, panic, all those things comes, mood changes. So how will you understand whether it is coming from depression? Anxiety, we can easily understand that that particular person is actually suffering with something that they fear of in the future. That is anxiety, which has not yet happened but might happen. What if my parents come to know about this? What if the society comes to know about this? What if this comes to know about this? That comes to know about this? All the future predictions. What will happen then? All right, if this goes wrong, then what will happen? If this does not work properly, then what will happen? If everybody comes to know about me, then what will happen? Like that. So these are the anxiety part, and depression part is something different. Depression is like a long-standing anxiety that leads into very depressed mood where you are having some clinical features, other symptoms also. So what are those other symptoms in depression? We generally call this, you can also see in my previous videos, sad cages. So sad cages are like S for sleep disturbance. So there will be sleep disturbances. A stands for appetite changes. Either that person will be eating much or eating less. Both can happen. Sometimes we eat excessively to compensate the depressed mood, or sometimes we do not feel like eating, so we just eat less. So there will be a change in appetite, change in food intake. All right. So D for depressed, in a depressed, sad state. Okay. Next, cages. C for concentration problem. That person will not be able to concentrate on anything. Okay. A for anhedonia. So anhedonia is defined as loss of interest in all those things that the person used to like before. The person used to enjoy before. He will lose all interest in those fields. All right. So this is a very important symptom. He will not feel like doing it. G stands for guilt, shame. There will be a guilt, there will be a shame of what he has done or what has been done to him in or her in the past, or like that. S stands for suicidal ideations, both active and passive. Okay? So how to prevent this suicidal ideations or suicidal attempts? How to prevent this? There are psychiatric counseling. There are psychiatric medications. There are psychologists and therapists like us doing them. There are meditation which actually help. So medication and meditation both helps. In severe cases you need medications, and in a milder case you need meditation. All right, or both. Okay, so these are effective in saving lives. These have saved lives and proven to save lives. Counseling is the shift of point of view. All right, the chair thing I was talking about. If you're sitting on the chair, you cannot move it. All right, all you need to do, you need to separate yourself off of the chair, and then it is easy for you to move or to throw it. It doesn't matter. All right, but when you are sitting on it, you cannot. So when you are having your point of view, then from that point of view, it is helpless, hopeless situation. But maybe some other point of view, it is not that dreadful. Okay, we can do it, and we can do it together. All right. Okay, so please do not neglect all these symptoms. Please do not neglect this suicidal ideation or passive suicidal thoughts that comes, if I die, people will be better off without me. So this type of thoughts that comes, people give signs and symptoms by talking all those thoughts, you must pay attention whether it is fake or not fake. That other symptoms will be telling they will be confirming that yes, this is a case of depression or anxiety or like that. Something is happening with these people, so that person needs real help and real fast. Don't neglect it. Don't think that it will get over or it will get okay with time. Nothing gets okay automatically. So always there has to be intervention, okay, some kind of. So don't neglect. Please don't neglect. These are lives that we are losing. There are symptoms, there are signs they always give. Please be aware of the signs and symptoms that they give by talking, by expressing, by, talking to self like that, You can always understand that this person is having a problem. So when there is a problem, don't expect that problem to solve automatically. You need help. You need professional help. Okay, we can do it together. I'm always there for you. So let's rock together.